A father is sitting with his young daughter when the daughter asks, "Daddy, what is your job?" And the dad responds, "I am an art professor. I teach college students how to draw." The daughter then looks at him puzzled and asks, "You mean they forgot how to draw?" I really wish I could remember where I first heard this story so I could properly credit it, but I just couldn't find reference to it anywhere. So if you know where this story is from, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, the moral of the story is best summarized by a famous quote from Pablo Picasso. "Every child is an artist. The problem is remaining an artist once we grow up." And that's exactly how it started off for me as well. And one of my favorite things to draw as a child were these little monsters you might have heard of called Pokemon. Now, I really wish I still had those drawings from my childhood, but at least the one I remember being most proud of was a drawing I did of a Nidoran male based on the original base set Pokemon card. I continued to draw on and off all the way up until high school when I finally took a formal introduction to art class. But that was it. After high school, I began working and only drew when I had time. Now as an adult in my 30s, I am trying to revive my artistic interest, but I don't have the credentials to call myself an artist or an amateur artist for that matter, but I want to give it another shot. One of the best things that has come out of me ripping Pokemon packs is that it has revitalized my interest in art. I really love opening a pack and admiring cards with amazing artwork. But above all else, it has started off a dream to maybe see my work on one of these cards someday. So now I have a brand new goal in mind. I want to get good enough so I could join an official Pokemon art contest in the future. Now, it might be a little late to pursue this dream, but you know what they say, the best time to start anything was 10 years ago and right now. So this is my journey on getting my artwork on a Pokemon card. For this piece, I was inspired by the current Prismatic Evolutions and the upcoming Journey Together sets. I'm not a huge fan of the terrestrialization gimmick, so I thought a partner Pokemon would be great for this piece. My favorite evolution is Espeon, but I think I want to save a Sabrina's Espeon piece for when my art improves. But for now, I think I'll just stick to the fan favorite Umbreon. From this time lapse, you can see how much confidence I lack with my brushstrokes, constantly having to resize the body, redo the ears, the eyes, and oh my god, I don't know why the mouth gave me so much trouble. But in the end I decided, you know what, sometimes we don't really see Umbreon's mouth, so that's what I went with. Next thing I had to think about was the setting. I wanted to make it look like a battle to go with Umbreon's attack pose. I also wanted the featured trainer to be caught in the background giving a battle order, so I decided to start mapping out where exactly I would place them. I could have gone with Elite 4 member Karen, but I associate Umbreon much more with Gary from the anime. Besides, a Karen Umbreon card already exists. And again, you can see with my strokes how much I struggle to make Gary actually look like Gary. I wanted to give him a very action-like forward-leaning pose, you know, kind of saying with body language that he's really into the battle, almost reminiscent to the Gen 1 sprite works. The more and more I drew this pose, I started to realize that the arm placement and proportions didn't look very good to me. In the end, I decided to scrap it, and instead I ended up referencing something that looked very similar to a Lance pose. I really like how mature and confident this stance looks, not to mention that it goes really well with capes and other sort of flowing garments. And that's exactly what I did. After I finished placing all the last little details of his outfit, I then started mapping out how a cloak would fit on Gary. You know, very reminiscent to the Johto Journey's anime arc. I was really happy with how everything was sketched out, so it was finally time to move on to the line art. To a lot of you, this line art process might just look like I'm going over my sketch with a dark pen, and for the most part that's exactly what it is. But the line art process is supposed to be very important. Using various thick and thin lines, you're supposed to make the characters pop. Unfortunately, I'm still not very good at this, so you can tell that I need some work. The line art technique that I use says that you have to use thicker, darker lines for all the outlines of the characters at any time where there's lines that intersect. You're supposed to save the finer, thin lines for all the details that are inside those outlines, and that's what's supposed to get the character to pop. I don't think I'm doing it correct, as you can't really tell the difference between the lines that I'm using in this piece, honestly. Now that all my character line art was complete, it was finally time to start thinking about what the background was going to be like. Now, if I thought I was bad at all the stuff that came before, this is the part that I really need the most help on. This is where I need to improve the most. I mean, come on, I couldn't even figure out where I wanted to place the moon. I just ended up drawing a very generic background, and then I moved on quickly to colors. I placed some basic base colors around everything and then quickly started on the details like shading and highlights. I really enjoy the coloring process because although I don't know anything about color theory, I just love playing around with different color tones to better match the lighting of the setting. After all the details are put in place, I then started to mess with different types of brushes. I wanted to give some textures and some different kinds of tones to the skies and the rocks in the background. The one thing that I can truly say that I disliked the most about this piece was the grass that I made. I don't know if I just couldn't find the right brushes for it, but I didn't end up liking how the grass turned out at all. So in order to take attention away from the grass, I just started doing all these little flowers around the area. I was going to give the moon a little bit more detail, but I didn't like any of the textures that my brushes have, so I just ended up going with a little glow effect at the end. And then for the final finishing touches, I just made some shadows that the characters were casting. And there you have it, folks, one Gary Zumbreon EX. And for all the borders, text, and energies, you can head over to pokecardmaker.net, link will be in the description down below. And no, I am not being sponsored by them in any way. If you enjoyed this piece and just want to look at it a little bit more, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Cisco_TCG. I don't really post too much there, but I'm going to continue posting my future artwork there too, so if you want to give me a follow there, feel free to do so. Alright guys, well that's the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about this. I definitely had so much fun making this video. It's a little bit longer to make, definitely, for sure. It took me about 12 plus hours just to do the drawing alone throughout the course of an entire week. And then on top of that, now the editing and all the voiceover work. So these videos are definitely more time consuming to make, but I definitely had so much fun making this video for you guys. And I'm going to continue to open Pokemon card packs because that's something that I truly enjoy. There's definitely lots of great cards and great art to be admired in Pokemon card sets. So we're going to continue to do that, but at least for all the negative stuff, I'm done wasting time and energy on that. No more doom and gloom content. You know, it's a sad reality that money has this hobby in a chokehold right now, and these people are not going to go anywhere. They're going to try to squeeze every dollar that they can from it, and you know, they're in it for the long haul. So you know, one day when the market does crash, and that sounds so dumb to say the market like if this is stocks or something, but once that does happen and Pokemon cards come back down to normal, only the people who truly love and care about Pokemon are going to remain, and I can't wait to see that day come. So hopefully in the near future. So if you like this content, be sure to drop a like or subscribe to the channel. You know, it really helps us out a lot. I can't wait to see what you guys think about this video in the comments down below. I've been your host, Cisco, giving back with every pack. See ya.